Hey guys, and welcome to my Blood-Queen Lana'thel guide. My guide videos are not going to be super long videos, as I'm making these videos the way I would like to watch a video guide, which is a 3 to 5 minute video, depending on the boss of course, explaining the mechanics and giving me a good strategy to use for the boss. So if that is what you are looking for, you have come to the right place. All strategies in my video guides will be the strategies my guild and I use during the world first classic progression. Blood-Queen Lana'thel is a fairly simple fight, so I'll try to keep it as short and precise as possible. On pull, you want to make sure that the main tank and off tank are the two people closest to each other, as she will cast a blood mirror on the main tank and whoever is closest to them. And this will mirror any damage taken from the main tank onto the linked target. For this boss, we have 3 melee camps, one behind the boss and one to each side of her. Everyone in range needs to spread out approximately 10-12 yards to not splash each other with the blood bolt splash ability that the boss is casting every approximately 15 seconds. Around every 25 seconds, Blood-Queen will cast Pact of the Darkfallen, linking 3 targets with a red beam, and these 3 targets need to meet up to remove this link. Careful not to meet up on squishy targets, as you splash people around you with damage when you have the debuff. Around every 30 seconds, a player will be targeted by swarming shadows, which will leave fire behind you, just like on Diraxis in TOC. Move to the wall ASAP and place it alongside the side of the wall to not fill up the room. The timer is quite spot on, and if you are Death Knight, you can pre-cast anti-magic shield, and if you are the target of this ability, you don't get the debuff and you negate the entire ability. These abilities will happen throughout the entire fight, so now let's move on to the main ability of the fight, which is Vampiric Bite. Vampiric Bite will be cast approximately 10 seconds into the fight on any of the top two threat people in the raid who are not tanks. Important to remember, this is not threat percent based, but rather your raw threat number based. The Vampiric Bite makes you do 100% more damage and heal yourself on attacks. After 60 seconds, you will enter a state of frenzied bloodthirst, where you must bite another player within 10 seconds or you will be mind controlled and lose the bite. Losing a bite early on is bad and will most likely result in you not meeting the DPS check. We delay the first bite a player does by around 5 seconds, so it lines up better with the air phase that Blood-Queen will do later on in the fight. When you bite another player, they take a big chunk of physical damage. So if a bite needs to happen during the air phase, we have a hand of protection assigned in our raids from the paladins onto the target that's getting bitten, so they don't get comboed down. After 2 minutes and 5 seconds of combat, the first air phase happens. When this happens, the entire raid will be feared. In this situation, having a precasted fear ward on the priest here is very good, since they can dispel the fear with master spell on the raid. Tremor totems also work here, guys. During air phase, she will be doing Blood Bolt Whirl, which is basically the Blood Bolt splash from earlier, but much more frequently. So it is very important that you use D-Sacs and spread out here to not splash each other, or I can guarantee you will die. The next air phase is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after the first one, and you will not get a third one. If you do, you will just instantly die to the enrage anyway. That is basically the entire fight. A very straightforward enrage type of fight. To ensure the first bite goes on the right target, in my guild, we use 1 misdirection on our Feral Druid number 1 and 1 tricks on the Feral Druid number 2, while the rest of the misdirections or tricks goes to the main tank. If you have another method that works for you, stick with that one. I hope you enjoyed the video and good luck in Icecrown Citadel.